Welcome back to the channel. That is W.K.R.H 12 Productions. I'm Keith, and we're going to do our custom and purchase builds, police car first responder builds for the month of April. We are already in May, so we're recording now, probably a day earlier than we usually shoot. But we got to work tomorrow, so that's why we're doing this today. All right, let's get started, shall we? And go with some of the builds, because I got some explaining to do on some of the situations on some of the builds that we did. Don't have as many builds and purchases that we did as we did previously, but as we did in the last few months, got to take care of taxes. But we're back in the ball game and ready to go. This is our first one. This is a build. This is a green light casting. Police interceptor utility casting of the City of Bethlehem Police in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. This is a build we did. Got the designs and got the decals from Cardinal Police Diecast. Thank you, gentlemen. Did good on this. We already had a black and white casting that we purchased way previously. And we just had one saved up for the opportunity to put it on this baby. Didn't come when the casting came. It came with a push bar, but not a light bar. We put the light bar on. I already had the lights detailed on both sides of the push bar. Whoops. We got a loose floor here. Got the other side done. We see we customized the light bar and put it on, and then we did the back. And well, we installed the decals on the back. Nicely done. Nicely done. Then we got a camera kind of straight, but it's a little high. Should try to adjust that before we left. But anyway, before we shot. But anyway, we're going to try to deal with this. We got it here in our studio still. We're in good shape. Nicely done. Nicely done. Get you a little close up there and see it all in its glory. Nicely done. Alright, the next build is the El Paso Police Department in El Paso, Texas. This is also, we also did these designs on a black and white, green light, black and white police interceptor utility casting. Nicely done. Decals by Cardinal Police Diecast, I believe. Or is it? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't think these are Cardinals. I think these are Rondas from Police Decals and Deals. My bad. We have decals from several vendors, and we make some of our own. So bear with us. Our apologies. Got the decals there, the flag, the unit number, emergency 911 on there, the El Paso Police. What does it say? To protect and serve, actually. On the front, no changes to the front part. You'll see the lights on either side of the push bar. That's already been installed on the casting prior to being purchased. We just added a light bar. We're good to go. On the other side, we did the same thing. Similar decals on the opposite end. Nicely done. Unit number on the top. Just like it was designed to be. And then on the back, and then we have that. The El Paso Police. Unit number, identification thing on the on the back, as well as the unit number on the back as well. License plate, everything else is good to go. Nicely done. We'll give it to the. We have a turntable, but the turntable's too big for this. We should have, we'll probably get a small one at some point in time in the future. But it's too wide for the studio, and they'll fall just like the floors. Not bad at all. Nicely done. Alright. That was a build. So far, all of these are builds. We have a couple of purchases as well, but this is a build. And this is a build as well. The Virginia State Police. This is kind of Department of Transportation unit or a commercial unit. But it's still part of the Virginia State Police. Nice designs. These designs came recently from Police Decals and Deals. Thank you, Miss Rhonda. And we used those, installed it, and did a great job with this. All the way around on a Chevy Tahoe, green light casting Chevy Tahoe. Already came with the push bar and a light bar to it, and it already had decals to it. Ugh. It already had decals to it, well, tampos on it. That had, what was it called? The police. Yeah, called the Demonstrative Police. That's what it's called. And we took the tampos off and refurbished it to make it this vehicle. Kept the push bar, kept the light bar that was already in place. It looks crooked. It still works. Still works. That was the green light. That's green light's alignment on there, not ours. But we did everything we could to keep the decals aligned on both sides. Nicely done on both sides. Virginia State Police, simply written on the thing with two lines on above and one line below it. And installed it. We didn't install it in one piece. We did install the top part. When we installed it, we started the top part separately, and we installed the State Police, and I think we installed the bottom part separately as well. The bottom line separately as well, and then put the State Police right in the middle. Wouldn't be surprised that's how we installed it. We didn't install it in one piece. In the rear, not too bad. Just State Police on the rear, on the bottom, opposite the handle. State one side, police on the other side of the handle. You got a chevron right underneath it. Nicely done. And then you got it on the opposite end. This will join the fleet. This unit will join the fleet of Virginia State Police cars that we have, and I'll show you that. Momentarily, because we customized some of them and made them part of the fleet. As a matter of fact, we'll do that. We'll do that right now. Here you go. Now you've probably seen this on other videos as well, but we're making a fleet. So this is part of the vehicle is part of the fleet. This is the Corvette Stingray, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is a 2015 Corvette Stingray, matchbox casting of the Virginia State Police. Nicely done. We used a two-tone color when we customized it. Some of them we painted gray, and some of them it was already gray when we purchased it. And all we did was just reformat it to make it the Virginia State Police. Painted a two-tone color on some of them that needed to go two-tone color, that needed a gray tone color, and then the top part was the second tone that we put on top. Nicely done. This casting is already installed with a light bar attached to it. attached to the windshield, which is attached to the which is attached all the way through from the back of that windshield. So it's a one piece. And then you have everything else looking good here. The mirrors came with it, of course. On these Matchbox castings is good. And then we refurbished the headlights. We refurbished. Yeah, that's all we refurbished. We refurbished some of the designs here, touched it up with the designs here. Lights, reflective lights on the sides, nicely done. Like, you know where the fuel tank, where the fuel cap is to put gas in there. Put gas in there. Not bad at all. And then on the rear, we touched it up with the light. We touched up the rear chrome pin and a Sharpie oil pin. Doing that. Touched up that in the bottom part of the vehicle. Put State Police right in the middle. As you can see here. Disregard the number on top. That's for our inventory purposes. But if you ever get one of these beauties, these won't be on here. But look at the top. We chrome pin. Use the chrome pin on the top for the light bar. And boy, we went to town on this. Nicely done. So nice, we did it twice. Well, we did more than two of them. I assure you that. Did more than two of them. And if we're showing you this again, that means we made a new one to add to the fleet, which is the case here. So you have the two Corvette Stingrays, and that's the one we did. You know, those are the most recent ones that we've done this month for the Virginia State Police, as well as the Tahoe. So you have all these taking part in the fleet. We're making the fleet grow a little bit more for the Virginia State Police. Nicely done. Got that going. Whoa. nicely done. Next unit up, also in a Corvette Stingray casting, is the Alabama State Highway Patrol, also known as ALEA, the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency. Nicely done. Also in a Corvette, like I said, also in a Corvette Stingray Matchbox casting. Two-tone color as well. This one we maintained the gray color that came with it when we purchased it, and we just added a second color coat on the extra coat on top to make it a two-tone color representing the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency. On the front, we did the design similar to the Virginia State Police for this vehicle. At least the headlights and everything else kept it like that. Chromed the top, the light bar on the top, colored in the mirrors, the mirror covers. Did the design very similar to the Virginia State Police. Just put the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency decal on the side. Decals made by Police Decals and Deals. Thank you, Miss Rhonda. Awesome as always. Disregard the number in the back and on the back of the rear trunk. Inventory purposes only for us. But gotta have it on there. Just really gotta have it on there. So it's getting shot in all its glory. So it's in, at least if we gotta have it on there, at least we have it on label tape. So when we take it off, if we sell it, give it away, raffle it, whatever the deal is, if we give it all, if we take this car off, send this car off to someone, we'll take the label tape off, and it won't have that residue like anything else would. Yeah, but it won't have the residue at all. Just take that residue and wipe it off a little bit, wipe it off with water. Yeah, good to go. Nicely, nicely done. It has State Trooper on the back here, right underneath the lights. You might not be able to see it. It blends. The decals are blended in well in the dark background that we made it. Has the chevron. You can see that pretty easy. And we detailed the lights with the chrome pin and the oil pin. Nicely done. Hopefully you can see State Trooper on it. Nicely done. And then we looked at it and did the other side just as well. Just to let you know, we don't do just one side. We box it, we package it. If we, once we send something on, we package it. People will be thinking, they look at one side, you only did one side. Open the box, take your car out. We did it. We did it. We did that. We did that. No doubt about it. Nicely done. Customized by us. Decals by Miss Rhonda from Police Decals and Deals. Thank you once again, Miss Rhonda. Going to be a lot of thanks going on here at this point for at least hers and her decals. All right, next one up is the Police Interceptor sedan for the Illinois State Police. Decals by Bill Bozo. Thank you, sir. Got the stripe delivery on a Police Interceptor sedan. This is a matchbox casting of it, of the Police Interceptor sedan, the 2011 Police Interceptor. Alright, nicely done. Got the State Police in the back. Nicely done. We detailed the back with a chrome pin and an oil pin. Nicely done. You'll see the light bar that's already came in place because it was a one piece, which is welded together to the windows that covers the front and the back of this vehicle. We detailed everything else. Even add the decal on the back. Colored the oval. We always colored the oval. Colored the oval. Nicely done on this. Yep, colored the oval. Nicely done. And then the front, we did the front very good, detailed the front as best as we could, but kind of made it like give it a good presence about it. So it may not be, the headlights may not be exact, but there are headlights detailed on this vehicle. Also came with a push bar that was attached to this car as well, to the base to the base on the vehicle, attached to the bottom base of the vehicle. And we colored the grill in, detailed the lights that was on the push bar, as you can see here. Detailed the heck out of this vehicle. It came with the mirrors. We also colored the mirror covers, and that pretty much, and then just add the decals to it. Pretty much says it all on this thing. Nicely done. This will go in and join the fleet with several anniversary vehicles we have in the fleet. And now you're going to have we have several designs here. This, the other one we haven't done yet, and then the anniversary ones. No, but nicely done all the way around on this Police Interceptor sedan. That's going to be joining the fleet of the Illinois State Police. Alright, right quick. We presented this vehicle previously. We really presented this vehicle previously. And we're really doing this for a reason. But this is the Monroe County Police, our fictional unit for our diorama. And we actually designed it ourselves with our decals and designs. We're showing you this again because we wanted to show you something. We recently just discovered through friends in the community on how to sew on a type of thing that we seal decals on. And we're using a floor polish or a floor luster. And we're just trying it out for the first time. So here's what we're using. We're using this floor luster here. Yeah, it's in a prescription bottle, but it's not to say this is a secret ingredient or something like that. We just put it in here just to put it in here, and and the bottle is much bigger. We put it in a smaller bottle, so give it more flexibility. We can use it and put it on our desk, and just build with it. But this is what we're using. It's called a floor luster, and that's actually what it says on the bottle. So we just kind of typed it and put it on there, and just put it on the bottle and made it as floor luster. Like I said, it's not a secret. It's not a secret sauce or anything. But if this is we're trying this for the first time, and we tried it on vehicles like this, and look how smooth this thing is. We just put it on the, look at that, look how smooth that thing is. You can't even see the edges of the decal. You can barely see it. Seals it up very, very well. And all we did was just put it on there with like a add-on brush that you get at Hobby Lobby. And then we detailed, once we kept it a slick top, detailed the lights with the visor lights. This was already detailed. This is on the Police Interceptor Utility, green light Police Interceptor Utility casting. These are 164 vehicles, 187 vehicles if you count Matchbox and Hot Wheels. So we do 164, 187 scale all the way through. But this is one of the vehicles we tested this on. And right now we're sold on this because we're just trying this out. But but if it works, boy, we're going to try this on the rest of the fleet, and we have a large fleet of vehicles. But this will go good on our vehicle as it is, on our decals as it is, the ones that we make. But nicely done. Look at how awesome this is. I'm sold on it to the point where, I'm very confident in putting the rest on the rest of the fleet. That's why I wanted to show you this, because we showed you this last time, but we put floor luster on it right after we did the recording. After we did the recording last month, and we're actually sold on this thing. Now, like I said, we just applied it on the brush, and you can apply it like 1 or 2 coats with the application brush. Like I said, that we get at the Hobby Lobby store. Put it on there all the way around, on the decals, and just that's it. That's all you have to do. No streaking, no yellows, no yellowing, no nothing. It's just a smooth finish, and almost to the point where you would have thought I bought this vehicle. I purchased this vehicle from somewhere else, factory made. It almost has that type of finish. So I'm very convinced to use this. And next month I will show you the exact product that I use for this. But I wanted to make sure, but I'm just convinced after a few vehicles that I put it on, and I'm willing to try it on others. But so far, no yellowing, no thing. You just spread it on with the application brush. Just put it on there, as many coats you want. Yeah, 2 coats would do. Yeah, 2 coats would do, and it doesn't, and it stays on, and it looks great. Now you might have to straighten out if your decals are ruffled up a little bit. We didn't have a finishing product before that, so some of our decals got ruffled up a little bit, wrinkled up, and we may have to replace them. But we definitely had to fix a good portion of them before we came up with this. Since then, we've really been doing this, and now we're convinced to try it on other parts, on other vehicles in our fleet. A lot of other vehicles in our fleet, and we do a lot of decals, our own custom, customizer, vendors, everything else. Just wanted to show you this. I mean, just to show you the whole thing all the way around. We tried it on this, and we tried on a few other cars that we're going to show you as well. But man, I'm going to tell you, this luster is good, and I'm going to show you that next month. I just don't have the product on me at this point in time, but I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you the product next month. The name of the product that I'm using to do it. No streaking, no yellowing, no worries. And it does a great job. I don't think, this is a product that's sold in the market at you can find it at home improvement stores and everything else. You really can. Really can. This is the next product up, the next vehicle up. Now, this is the New York, New Jersey Port Authority Police. This is in a dark version vehicle, and we had the decals for that. Thank you, Miss Rhonda from Police Decals and Deals. Thank you, Miss Rhonda. Great job on this as always. We was able to put it on this thing, yeah, with some problems, but we did color the knobs and all that stuff. Usually, if we have a problem getting this decal over the handles of the vehicle, like we did here in this green light casting of the Police Interceptor Utility. This is a 1/64 scale, and we'll put it over there, smooth it out as best as we can, and then when it dries, we'll color it. We'll color the handles with a Sharpie, with a fine tip Sharpie, and that's what we did here on this one. And we didn't do anything fancy. We just colored it in. And therefore you won't see all the ruffled up edges around the handles that we had a hard time trying to place on here on the while we're trying to place the decal on, and having a hard time getting it over those handles. But everybody's experiencing that when they build it, and they either go over the door handles when they lay it out, or underneath the door handles when they lay it out. It'll work either way. It'll work either way. You can do it that way too. You probably save yourself the headache of having to deal with putting the decals over any part of the decal over the door handles. It is a headache. But we was up to the challenge and providing our own headache, and then going with our own headaches to put it on there. Then we had the Port Authority Police decal on there in the back. That's the only thing in the back. Nicely done though. And we did the other side the same way as we did this one. As we the same side we did as the driver's side. So we did it on the passenger side as well. When we laid it out, we let it dry, and then we colored the door handles. It so you won't see the wrinkles on it, because it was hard to get the wrinkles around the door off, and do it without tearing it up, and doing it without ripping the decal, any part of the decal. That's vitally important. And we put the police decal on the top of the hood. Nicely done. The designs are already in place. We purchased this Police Interceptor Utility casting from Greenlight a while ago, probably during the pandemic. So we had a few to spare to do this and to make this project happen. But also, now this goes with the fleet, with the other fleet, which is the Port Authority Police Chevy Tahoe. Came with that. Put it on there. Got that. And then the Port Authority Police Interceptor Utility in the regular color in white. Just in case you haven't seen this in previous videos, I don't know if we did any previous videos with that. So you're seeing this for the first time. That means we're going to have to get another video set up for you for municipalities across each state. And this one is the one we did on a matchbox casting of the Cadillac Escalade. Yeah. During a siege operation. they managed to get a boatload of vehicles like this. Cadillac Escalades. And we put the decals on there. Now these decals, the decals on these were from Bill Bozo. Bill Bozo decals for the Cadillac Escalades. When we had these, we didn't know what to do with them. And then we thought about the, seize operation. We thought about the New York, New Jersey Port Authority Police. So we already had those decals. So we thought about the Cadillac Escalades. We had quite a few of these. We had quite a few of these Escalades. Did well, got them all, and then we started off with the Police Interceptor Utilities, but we thought about the Cadillac Escalades, and we said, ideal. So we did it, detailed it a little bit, put a light bar on top, while we have a fleet of New York and New Jersey Port Authority Police. And if you see our Instagrams, well, we got Instagram, we got Facebook groups, but if you're in one of those, you'll see our fleet in all its glory. We do a lot of activity in the Facebook groups and in Instagram, so keep an eye on that. We will try to keep you posted on it. I'm telling you, this was a fun build to do, especially with these last two that we've done. Now the last two is done by Miss Rhonda Curley from Police Decals and Deals, because they had one to fit the Tahoe, and she had one to print white to fit this, for this unit. Nicely done. Let's go. Let's go. Feel fired up, huh? Let's go. Next unit up is the Wisconsin State Patrol, I should say. Wisconsin State Patrol in a Hot Wheels Dodge Charger. Nicely done. It was a Dodge Charger of a different kind, and then we just took the tampons off, refurbished it, and made it into this vehicle. Has the State Patrol chevron patch on the front, on the side, right on top of the white stripe that goes all the way across from the front wheel well to the rear of the vehicle. Has State Patrol on the top, on the back of on the top and the rear of on the rear, above the line. Nicely done. Already had a push bar, had a light bar already on there, and then on the back, you got the State Patrol, and the chevron. Detailed the lights with the chrome pin and the oil pin. Nicely done, as well as the silver Sharpie, so we can prime those lights, so you can get a better pop when you color it in. Also has some bumper stickers on the bumper stickers above the chevrons. Not sure if you're going to get the good look on reading them, but just to let you know that they're there, as well as the license plate. On the other side, it's the same way. We colored in the wheels, and we did the push bar and the light bar installed by them. The push bar was installed by us, 3D printed, installed by us. And then we detailed the front of the lights, the headlights in the front, chrome pin and Sharpie once again, and then the light bar we did with balsa wood, and then a light bar with the chrome pin finish. Disregard the number on the top. We know they don't have any numbers on the top. That's just for our inventory purposes. But nicely done all the way around on this Dodge Charger, Wisconsin State Patrol Dodge Charger casting from Hot Wheels. Nicely done. The next one is a purchase vehicle. This one is the Los Angeles Police Department from the Rookie series. This is a green light Ford Crown Victoria casting. Like I said, this is a purchase vehicle. Nicely done all the way around. Love everything about it. It has the police symbol, police, everything else on a two-tone color casting, white, black and white, and nicely done. Kind of get you here because it might have, yeah, to protect and serve. Yes, we were trying to look for that protect and serve. It's right there. As long as their unit number, as well as their unit number. Nicely done. It has 911, kind of like a 911, emergency 911 on the, on the rear, just before, just before the rear and the back, on both the driver and passenger side. On the back, LA exempt, the license plate. You got the bumper stickers underneath it and the bumper where it needs to be. Then you got the American flag on the top right hand corner of the trunk, and then on the other side is the same casting as well. Kind of bringing this up to you as a turntable. Doesn't seem regardable. I'm sure that this green light vehicle, the hood opens, but we're not going to try it. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. And then the front is just straight. It's just straight. Nicely done, though. I love these Crown Victoria castings. Love to present these to you every once in a while, because we don't, since they stopped making them, we stopped believing in them, and started to focus more on the current castings that we go after now, and kind of leave this behind. But we never leave. We always remember, especially law enforcement agencies, always remember how reliable this thing is. Looks sporty and yet rugged as a pickup truck, and could go anywhere. How many can vouch for that? Law enforcement agencies can vouch for that. Now, this is a unique design. The Hartford Police. This is a purchase vehicle. This is a purchase vehicle. This is a Hot Wheels casting. I'm going to have to look at it and show you what it is. But this one is called Hot Wheels Cop Rods. And this is of the Hartford Police Department. Probably in Hartford, Connecticut. It's a Corvette Stingray. And it's a classic Corvette Stingray at that. Nicely designed on the side. Unit number on the front. Has the Hartford Police with some striped designs on it, surrounding it. Nicely done. On the top has police on the hood with the stripe on it, and then the badge, on top of the hood. Okay, on the top of the car. Not much in the back. It really doesn't have much in the back. We could probably put police on it and still be able to, and then a license plate. We still can get away with having a very good squad car that can do patrols, if not parades. And then it has a unit number on the side, and then all of a sudden, right back to the same side. It does have his Hot Wheels insignia in there. Make sure it sneaks that baby in there. Lights. Well, this is one of those. Yeah, don't have the lights on this one. I'm not sure where it gets the lights from. I'm just kind of looking at it, just trying to check it out myself. Just bought this yesterday. We went to the House of Cars. House of Diecast Cars. They just opened one up in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. 3.5 hours from here, from where I live. But it was worth the trip. Happened to find these in this package. Cop rods. The ultimate police cruisers and stuff. Yeah. Oh boy. And that's where it came out. That's the package it came out of. 1999 is the package year. Is the year of the package, or year of the design. So we have that, and We have the Atlanta Police Department in Atlanta, Georgia. In its glory. Look at that. This is a 67 Pontiac GTO that this vehicle sports. This is a purchased vehicle of the Hot Rod Cop Rods design. Has the Atlanta Police on the side with a stripe design look, red, gold, and blue, with the Atlanta Police on it. Has a star on it, I guess. That's a star. Yeah, you can call it a star. Has a star in it. Very detailed with the tampos. Atlanta Police with the star on it. Yeah, I love the star design. Atlanta Police on the top of the vehicle and on top of the hood and on top of the trunk. Nicely done. Atlanta Police, Atlanta Police. Nicely done. Love the wheels. Rubber wheels. It rolls. So did the Hartford one. Nothing on the front, but when they patrolled, this is how they patrolled. And this is how they roll. Even had some spiffy designs even back in the day. If this is the true design that they used back then. Had the hot rod insignia and everything else. Not sure they rolled in GTOs, but nevertheless, here you go. These are the only two cop rods that we found at the House of Diecast Cars in Myrtle Beach. They just opened that place up not too long ago, so I'm giving them a shout out so you can go check them out. But you might have to go to you might have to urge to go to the beach first, and make to make your way there. Otherwise than that, you're making a good trip. We did too, but we came with several designs. We came in with several castings that we bought and purchased. We didn't just buy police cars, we bought other cars as well. So we do collect Hot Wheels, Matchbox cars, and the like. We don't do treasure hunts. We rarely find those babies. I tell you what, but not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. This is the NYPD that we wanted to show you. We didn't really, just kind of just show you this. The two designs. We did the NYPD decals ourselves. We did this design just to show our metal, but we did this design first to represent breast cancer awareness for a relative of ours that fought cancer valiantly and passed away. We had this one dedicated to to Maddie J. Gore, our aunt. Well, wasn't our aunt in blood, but man, everybody called her Aunt Maddie. So definitely made one for her. We made this about a year ago, and definitely made one because we had our stepdad on her side of the family asked us about making an NYPD vehicle for them. I said, yeah. As a matter of fact, and then we came up with the idea of doing that and using that to honor Aunt Maddie. They were very close. And did all the designs there supporting breast cancer awareness. And we made it in honor of her. Did it that way in this design. And created some bumper sticker. Well, we didn't create the bumper sticker, but we did a great job trying to put all this on there and represent. But we're also going to put this floor luster that we showed you about earlier. We're going to put this on there and get that straightened out. If it seals, and it should seal the decals in. That's basically what that luster is for, to seal the decals. We didn't have anything like that before, prior to. Now this is their NYPD that we got from Bill Bozo decals, if I'm not mistaken. And then, because you know, other decal vendors did the same, did something similar representing breast cancer awareness. So I might get their names mixed up, but put it all on police interceptor utilities. These two are the older models. These two are. This one is the newer model. This one we've had to straighten out the decals. Heck, we had to replace the decals altogether, to be honest with you, on this one, because they wrinkled up very, very badly. And we're going to be putting this floor luster on all these vehicles, and we'll give you an update on how that goes next month. I got to remind myself and write that down so I can remind myself next month on this, on how this project turned out. But if it turns out anything like this beauty, woo-wee, yeah, I'm all in. I'm all in, and I'll show you the product. I'll proudly show you the product that I'm using to seal the deal on this one. Well, I just wanted to make absolutely sure. That's why I'm not showing. That's why I'm not telling you which one it is, what it is yet. And plus, I don't because one, I don't have it on hand, and two, I want to make absolutely sure it's doing what it's doing, and not just for one vehicle. Well, it could be different from either vehicle, or I might be just looking at things. It just might have came out smooth, and then the other ones might not come out too swell. But from the tip and advice that I got from another person, a friend of mine in the community, and how he told me what he uses, and he says he hadn't had any issues, and it seals the decals good. They have to be dry, of course, but they seal the decals good. So I'm gonna fix these decals up a little bit because they have some issues here and there that I gotta fix on the decal, smooth it out, and then when they dry, I'll put the floor luster on it and then give it a try. I'll tell you how these babies go very, very soon, next month. I promise you. I promise you. Now I'm gonna write that down in the outline as I go and go from there. This is a Cadillac Escalade. 2015 Cadillac Escalade. Cadillac Escalade Matchbox casting. And it's plain J. Yeah. But we bought it at a what it called? Die cast? Yeah, scale down hobby shop. That's where we got it from. And we had this casting, but we only had one casting. Then we found out, then we went to Scale Down Hobby Shop and we found another casting of this. The exact same color, the exact same stature, the exact same look, and it was in good condition. So what we're going to do is use these vehicles, and we already put some visor lights on it, and just make it just keep it a clean vehicle. We're going to make it a clean vehicle. Yes, sir. We're going to make it a VIP vehicle slash administrative vehicle, where the administration is going to run around, look at us, and say, crime scene, yeah, let's keep going, let's get some coffee or something like that. But they will be riding these vehicles probably to see how we're doing, just to get from point A to point B without being noticeable with decals on, and that'd be a good vehicle for the Monroe County for the VIPs and admin, and just to get around. It's basically a detective, and can be a detective car as well. So it's going to be used. It's going to have a lot of uses in our diorama scenes, and it's going to be very, very well done. Now the question is whether we're going to color it in, color the grills in or not. We'll see what happens. We're not too. We're flexible enough. We're not too bashful about if we got to color those grills in or not. We probably will, but we don't want to get out the impression that this is an undercover vehicle. Like the guy in the trash can that says he's in pursuit, but they already knew he was there from a mile away. But it works out well. And a couple more I got a couple more vehicles to look at. This is the Boston. This is our cousin from Boston. His EMS vehicle is in there. He has two of them. This is the Boston EMS on a green light police interceptor utility casting. Nicely done. We put the decals on there from Miss Rhonda from Police Decals and Deals. Thank you, Miss Rhonda. And put it on there. We put it on there separately so we could fight with so we can lay the line on top the way we want it to. It kind of broke off though. Yeah, it kind of broke though. It broke while we was trying to install it. But yeah, at least the line did. Not the whole entire decal, but the line did. And fortunately, the line broke where the door handles are at. So we was able to work around the door handles and didn't color it in. So you won't be able to see it. You won't be able to see it. And we haven't sealed these yet, so with the floor luster. So we're planning on doing that. We're planning on doing that, and it'll hopefully seal that up a little bit better. But you can't see it because we colored the door handles in with a Sharpie. But it has Boston EMS, has a chevron from across here, from the back of the wheel well all the way to the back, rear of the vehicle. Have the little top line going across it, covering the door handles, and then we're coloring it in. Has command on the front and used for medical purposes in the process. We even colored in the detail. You know, this one didn't have the colored in details of the other castings than the dark colored castings. So we did it ourselves. We colored in, put all the details in, and used the decals. They had the emergency decal that's on backwards for mirror image. That's put on backwards for a mirror image for helicopters and police, you know, anybody else that's looking off the rear view mirror. But it's nicely done with the details and the lights. Did the same thing on the sides here. Did great on that. Boston EMS did the same thing there. It has Boston EMS, Emergency Medical Services. That's what it says underneath the Boston EMS. Has the icon, has the crest icon on the sides, on the front, on each side, just underneath the mirror on the driver and passenger sides. Nicely done. Added the light bar to it. Not bad at all. And then we have the chevron effect. We kind of trimmed the chevron to fit this backside, and we might put the Boston EMS on it one day, or we might kit bash it and put Boston EMS or make one ourselves. But we'll put one on. We'll put something on there representing the Boston EMS from the backside. But nicely done. Has a chevron with a license plate attached to it. Nicely done already. Nicely done. Nothing on top other than the light bar. Nicely done. But we haven't finished with it yet. This is kind of a 98% project. 98% done, to be honest with you. And then we'll put this on here, and then we'll go with the Boston EMS Chevy Tahoe casting. Nicely done. Green light Chevy Tahoe. Ooh, green light Chevy Tahoe casting on this one, and camera's running away with us. Woo! Nicely done. But the camera, but the Boston EMS Chevy Tahoe casting, green light Chevy Tahoe casting, nicely done. Similar one like the police interceptor utility. Has a chevron from the back of the wheel well, front wheel well, all the way to the rear. Boston EMS, yeah, and all its inscriptions and its crest and the stripe on top. But it's over top. This one we did separately, installed it separately, and put it over top of the door handles. That's the way it was done in the picture that we saw in the picture, and we tried to replicate the images on the Google Images that you see here on our picture in the computers. And it doesn't represent everything that we do, but it doesn't represent everything that we do on our builds, because the Virginia State Police and the Corvette definitely are our style, our outside the box style. We're going to do that every once in a while. But this Boston EMS right here has the casting, has the supervisor on this one, On the Tahoe one on the front, on top of the line, you have the emergency on backwards on the front, reflecting off the rear view mirror. And on reverse, so you can reflect off the rear view mirrors. It has the lights that we detailed with a chrome pin. Nothing much on that. We did add a light bar on the top on our own, and did the same thing with that. Decals are the same, from the same person, Mrs. Rhonda, on Police Decals and Deals. Did a great job. Thank you again, Miss Rhonda. Did a great job with this all the way through, and this has a clean look to it. Smooth, smooth, smooth. And then you have the Boston EMS. Unlike the Interceptor Utility, it has the Boston EMS. And like I said, we might work on putting the Boston EMS on a police interceptor, on the rear of the police interceptor utility. Also detailed this a little bit, the chevron in the back a little bit, so it could fit. It was a little bit wide on the door, on the rear door, but on the tailgate door, but nicely done. It didn't take much, just a little trim here and there, and it looks just fabulous. If I didn't even tell you that, you probably wouldn't be the wiser. Probably be none the wiser. But it's easier to do, and just kind of knock it out, get it out the way at that point in time before you put it in water and apply it to the decal and apply it to the vehicle. But nicely done all the way around. Kept the wheels just like it is. Nicely done. And we put the label tape for our inventory purposes. We wasn't finished with the police interceptor utility. The Tahoe is completed. The interceptor utility is 98% completed, but good enough to show you in all its glory that we customized it. Nicely done. Nicely done. And we have a couple more vehicles that we wanted to show you. This one is the This was one of the fleet demonstrative Chevy Tahoes that we've been using. And I'll show you what. Okay, but this is the demonstrative Chevy Tahoe Police Department with the demonstrative decals on it. This is a purchased vehicle in the green light casting. But we used this in all its glory in taking out the tampos, and actually use this as a blank slate and refurbish it as a different unit. We've been able to do that for quite a few vehicles. Too many to count, but I tell you, we're going to be working on videos. We're going to be working on upcoming videos within the next month or so. Demonstrating some of the stuff that some of the vehicles that we use just with this casting alone. Just to give you an opportunity to build on that, and not to just wait on the blank castings that that might come in limited pieces from Greenlight. We use other castings as well, and we used it as all its glory. Now we were debating on just saving one of these and putting it in our and just putting it on display and have our demonstrate and put it on display, but we don't have a jammer box. But we have a jammer box, of course, but we can't fit it in the jammer box. You can't fit these Tahoes in the jammer box other than the long slot that jammer box comes in, and we have way too many. We have way too many of these vehicles to be put in those jammer box long slots. We can't fit them all. We won't be able to fit but so many, maybe just one in the box. One at a time per slot, per side in the box. So, and then the Greenlight cars, they just won't fit in there at all unless we put it at an angle. Especially, and they either barely fit, but if they have the push bar, oh man, you ain't getting nothing in there. You might have to put it in an angle, but these Tahoes will not fit at all unless they're in that long slot. Just let you know, because these vehicles come in and they're decorated in the front, they're decorated in the back a little bit, but we take them off and we make them into different vehicles. We're going to show you some of the different vehicles that we've displayed, that we refurbished using this casting. just by taking it off with acetone. Yes, acetone, but we use straight acetone. Everybody uses acetone with the along with the fingernail polish remover if it's 100%. Well, we use straight acetone, and we get around that fingernail polish part of it. Yeah, and so it won't be sticky. It'll just come out clean when you take the tampons off. It should. Yeah, it's going to work either way, but you get that sticky feel with the fingernail polish part of it in the acetone that comes with it, but not too bad all the way around. This stuff comes off real good on these castings. Do a great job with them. Make them into, clean them out, make it to a blank slate. Take all the tampons that you want off that's around here or on the thing. Sometimes we take off part of it. Sometimes we don't take off any. Sometimes we take all of it off. Sometimes we just take a little bit off, or we just leave it on the hood and just do that. But we're going to save one of these, and the rest that we have, we'll just use it to refurbish and make it into police units. We've been doing this the entire time. But we just managed to get these extra ones here from House of Die-Cast Cars in Myrtle Beach. They had some extra ones, and if they have them, we're going to get them. They're going to get them. You're going to get them. We ran up a good tab at the House of Cars. I'm telling you what, we didn't leave empty-handed. So we had these two die-cast steers and the Black Bandit 2021 Chevy Tahoe Greenlight casting. Nicely done, all the way through. And this is just a dynamite thing. It's just as similar as the market one. Yeah. But I think the Black Bandit was designed to be more stealthy. But still, either of these castings will do well in refurbishing and taking the tampons off with the acetone. And you can get straight acetone from any hardware store. But use that and a Q-tip, go to town getting these things off, and you don't even have to work hard. It'll come right off. You just have to, make sure it all comes off. Because if it's stealthy like this, you want to make sure all of that comes off. All of the tampons come off, and you'll see it on your Q-tip if you got all of it off or not. And just clean it up, and then refurbish it and use it as a thing, and use it as another unit. That's if you don't have any spare units to go by. If you're waiting for those blank castings from Greenlight, you're waiting for those black dark castings from Greenlight. This is a tip that we're giving you. Why? Because we want you to enjoy the build as much as we have. And being able to do it this way, when you find these castings, you take the opportunity. When you find these castings, you take the opportunity to get as many as you can, with the idea of refurbishing the heck out of these things and putting your favorite units on there. That's the way we do it. That's the way we love to do it. And we just want to show you our secrets a little bit. I didn't know they were secrets, to be honest with you. We've been doing this for a while, and we picked the brains of others that have done the similar thing that we have done. But just to show you, just in case if you want to know how this is, how do we get these castings, this is the direction that we went. And it's an optional direction. No one way. But you can wait on those blank ones, those total straight blank ones, and hoping they have the accessories on it, the light bar, the push bar on it. It depends. That's up to you. Or you can take the initiative and get one of these babies and just refurbish it and everything else. Sometimes the first step for those new builders is the first step is the toughest ones. But once you get past that one, you can go to town. And your interest in this hobby of building police cars will grow and grow. Thank you for watching W.K.R.H 12 videos. That's it. There we have it. We have it all here. And have it all shown for you. I think we did cover everything. I didn't think we'd go over an hour. Unfortunately, I think we did. Yeah, I didn't think we had enough cars to go over an hour. Unfortunately, I think we did. But I hope we've been able to inspire you to do a little building, to do a little creativity, and show you some cars in the process to entertain you with. And man, finally got this camera to stay in one place for a good portion of the hour. They just ran away with us about twice. Thank you for watching W.K.R.H 12 Productions. Thank you for your support and all that you do in our channel, by either subscribing or just viewing or commenting or just just enjoying it in some way, shape, or form. We're glad you're enjoying it. We thank you for your patronizing, your support in any way possible. Thank you for watching W.K.R.H 12 Productions. I'm Keith. We'll see you on the next one.